This is the one EV that even gearheads are drooling over. It blends retro cool utility with modern tech. And I lied, there's actually two of them. Over here is the Scout Traveler SUV, and over there is the Terra, the pickup truck. Let's dive in. In the 1960s and 70s, Scout introduced Americans to a rugged utility vehicle to rival the Jeep. With features like removable hardtops and fold-down windshields, Scout faded into history in 1980, but in 2022, it was revived under the VW Group to produce electric trucks and SUVs. First off, let's start with the logo over here. You might recognize this logo. I love that they've included all the stuff from the original Scout vehicles. The logo is the same. They put it right up front so that you know this is a Scout. The daytime running lights blend right into this false grille. It has that iconic retro look that we love, that nostalgia feeling to it. You have these nice fender flares over the wheels. Before we dive in, guys, we have 1 million of you tuning in every month, but only a small chunk of you are subscribing. We have a goal this year of doubling our subscriber count. The best way you can support us is just by clicking that subscribe button. Take a look at these giant 35-inch tires. You get a foot of ground clearance and the ability to ford 3 feet of water. What I love so much about what Scout is doing is that they're really combining some cool modern EV tech, and then they're putting it with these retro designs, sort of like this traditional door handle you see right here. It still has the lights, there's a button inside, but it kind of brings everybody together. Now check out the charge port over here and look at this. I haven't seen this before and I absolutely love this. So over here we have the NACS, but then we also have 3 110 ports built right into it. So you're able to bi-directional charge with this vehicle as well, so you can go vehicle to home or charge other appliances, an e-bike, whatever you need right out of your vehicle right here. This is super cool, and it's on the driver's side. I love when vehicles get smart like this. It makes it so much easier to charge when you're pulling up to like a Tesla charger, NACS charger. Make it standard, make it uniform, just put it on this side. The SUV, the Traveler, will get 350 miles of range on a full charge with 350 kilowatt charging. It's built on 800 volt architecture. Production begins in South Carolina in 2027 with deliveries in 2028. But where the gearheads come in right here is that there's a harvester mode with a gas-powered range extender that will get you up to 500 miles. Now, it's important to note that even with the range extender, the powertrain will always be fully electric. So you're not driving with the engine like you'd find with the Jeep 4xe. The range extender is just a small engine charging your battery to add that extra 150 miles of range. And this was a request by people. So they're really combining the best of both worlds right here, where you get more range, you get a little bit of gas to get you further on trips, but then if you just want to go all in, all electric, you still get that 350 miles. On the back, they've mounted their spare tire, and I love the way they've done this. It's a very rugged, kind of cool design, almost like an L bracket built right into it. If you wanted other accessories, you could put them in here easily. And look what they've included over here. This is a gas tank, because with that range extender model, you might need some extra gas when you're out there, but it's all right here built in. And then the towing capacity of it is 7,000 pounds, and the pickup truck has 10,000 pounds towing capacity. Looking at the overall footprint of this vehicle, it is a pretty commanding EV out there. It's about 208 inches long, which is actually about the same length as the Hummer EV, and that includes the rear mounted tire to give you that length. Compared to Rivian R1S and Hummer EV, the Traveler is the longest of the bunch, though its height is slightly shorter. The dual motors deliver an incredible 1,000 pound-foot of torque with a 0 to 60 at 3.5 seconds. Scout plans to keep the starting price under $60,000, which seems like a tall task, but they also plan to sell directly to consumers with no dealerships to act as middlemen. So you'll get fixed prices and no negotiations, a lot like Tesla. I'm also a big fan of the overall design. You can see they've carried the symmetry throughout the vehicle. We have this horizontal brake light right here, and they've carried that design with the turn indicators on the side. You also have turn indicators on the mirrors. Also, we're gonna be coming back later tonight to talk to some of the execs of this vehicle and give you guys an inside look. So take a look inside this front trunk. I think it's really cool. You actually get some extra storage down here. This slides in and out. We have an onboard compressor. There's these L brackets where you can snap accessories onto here, and then you're also gonna have some outlets inside of here. You'll find thoughtful touches everywhere in this EV, from anchor points in the bumpers to a cargo area lined with hard points to mount gear. It's as if Rivian and REI had a love child. Now we have to discuss the elephant in the room, where people say it looks a lot like Rivian, but it's really a matter of what came first. Did Rivian copy the original Scout, or did Scout copy Rivian? This kind of gives you an idea of what we're talking about when it comes to those accessories. You can see you can snap your tent in here, whatever you need, but it just gives you all that utility. It's built for off-roading, adventuring. Now, if you have the range extender version, which has the harvester, this is where you put the gas in. This is up front on the passenger side, and then the gas tank is right underneath. Now, to open this up, there's a nice little swing gate right here. Look at this. Should I do the honors right here? There we go. And what I love about this is this folds down. You can sit on this, and then you're shielded from the weather right here, and you have lots of storage inside. So much space. There's 5 seats inside, and we're going to take a look. Now, Scout has not officially released its cargo capacity, but I'd estimate between 60 and 70 cubic feet with the second row folded, similar to what you'd find in the Tahoe. If you're thinking about like a sporting event or camping, you can sit right up here. You can put your gear here. You could put like a little camp kitchen out here, plug it in, all the things you need for that like rugged outdoor lifestyle right here. Also, I was just told the plan is to have little seats that would slide out right here. You can sit on the back. How comfortable would that be for tailgating? You could hang cup holders from here when this is open. This gives you so much extra options in terms of utility. Now, if you think the exterior is crafted beautifully, the same simple touches from the past to present are just as striking inside. So let's take a look at the second row.
I'm at CES 2025 and I'm about to check out the booth for Blue Eddy, and big thanks to Blue Eddy for sponsoring today's video. They are launching 2 new products here today. We have the Energy Pro 6K and the Apex 300. Let's check it out. This is the Apex 300. It's a portable energy unit that's also expandable. You get 11.52 kilowatt output and up to 58 kilowatt hour capacity. It has both 120 over here and the 240, so it's very versatile for all your needs. You can basically triple your power while customizing your power setup based on your needs. And because this thing is modular, it makes for a really clean setup.
You get superior stability with B300K and hardware software optimization, and it supports dual voltage, so you can use high power devices like dryers, EV chargers, or even fridges and ovens.
The best part is that it's completely plug and play, so there's no rewiring. You don't have to hire an electrician to come out here and get here, so you can pretty much DIY this thing and just set it up and go. They've also unveiled right here the Energy Pro 6K. This supports both solar and AC charging, and what's cool about this is you can pair it with the AT1 smart distribution box over here, and then all of a sudden you have bi-directional charging for your EV or a home generator.
You get uninterrupted power for daily living, but when the grid goes down or when solar power isn't available, the Energy Pro 6K can recharge with your generator or an EV, making a reliable emergency backup option. So you don't need to rely on the grid during extended power outages like during extreme weather.
And if you have multiple units like this, if one malfunctions, the others will continue to work. And this whole system is actually very budget friendly because your upfront cost is less. As your system continues to grow and your energy needs grow, you can actually add on over time so that upfront investment stays low. Because you can expand up to 5 units, you can power multiple high wattage units at the same time. So for example, if you wanted to run your AC and charge your car at the same time, that would be no problem at all. Thank you so much for having me today, Blue Eddy, and let's get back to the video.
I'm gonna go ahead and climb in here. All right, now first off, what you might notice is this is the largest roof opening for any SUV, and right now it's only partially open, but it brings in so much light and makes it feel incredibly roomy in here. Also, the materials are just really durable and soft. You can see that they're ventilated, they're heated. It looks like there are lower latches back here if you want to put some car seats in. We have some seat pockets back here. You can control all the heating back here for the second row and control those vents. So we have a 110 down here, and then up here we have the USB-Cs. I love that they put them up here because you could rest your tablet or your phone right here while it's charging. That's really nice for passengers in the second row. The doors are really cool as well. I don't know if you can get a look at this, but it's super rugged. That's how you open it right there. And then over here, this little door pocket, there's like a rope on it. I don't know, it reminds me of like backpacking or hiking. I'm just noticing this, but look at the speaker grill. It's plaid, and even the strap is plaid. There's also that LED light strip built right into the door, so you get that cool ambient lighting. You get that modern feel, but then very retro as well. It's definitely modern meets retro in here. I mean, just look at these seats right here. Like this material almost has like this retro sort of 70s feel to it, but then you have these really modern elements mixed into it. So let's go ahead in front. First off, look at these seats. I'm so inspired. The way they've combined that modern and then the retro feel again is really present up here, just going between the different kinds of textures and feels. And this right here, you might think that is uncomfortable because it's metal, but actually when you get inside, you don't notice it at all. It's very comfortable seats. Again, you have the leather over here on the steering wheel, and it feels good, and I love the stitching. Let's hop inside. Now, when you go into this from an EV perspective or a Tesla perspective, you see these knobs and switches and you think, people don't want this. But that's not necessarily true, because when the designer first revealed these vehicles, the crowd actually cheered when he said there's gonna be knobs and switches for climate and volume. So they've done a lot of research into these vehicles to find out what their customers really want. And when you think about Scout overall as a brand, it has this history. So even though this is a revival of that brand, they're trying to bring those customers and what people remember about the original brand and then combine it with just like the newer modern tech. And I think they've done an excellent job. And again, look at this. The plaid is carried through on the interior of this vehicle. I really like this. Look at the pedals down here. The attention to detail is insane. They've carried that plaid down to the pedals. And look at, there's a compass up here, and then the bridge style design, so much extra storage over here, phone chargers, 2 USB-Cs, big cup holders, your volume, and then again, the steering wheel, it feels nice in your hands. Again, this is a prototype, so not everything is functional at this point, but it gets you excited for what's coming. There's a mount right here. I would definitely be putting a GoPro right here, going off-roading, getting the shots. There's also a camera that looks underneath the vehicle. The Traveler will seat up to 6 people with an optional bench style seat in the first row. And in a moment, I'll also give you a brief tour of the user interface with Scout's UI director. And come over here and look at the pickup truck, because it's actually quite a bit different. Look at the lighting design on the back of it. I absolutely love this. And you're able to tow up to 10,000 pounds with the pickup truck. Look inside the bed. It's 5.5 feet long. It has that setup again where you're going to be able to store and tie down all kinds of accessories. You also have that lighting that goes around it. And let's keep on going right here. The charger on the same side as the SUV. You can see right here, there's a little step if you're trying to get up into the bed. There's a handle right here. If you need to just grab something easily, it's really nice to be able to have those. Handles are going to be the same as the SUV, but you can see there's also some area for tie downs right up here on the front trunk. Front trunk is going to be about the same, but let's go inside because it's pretty unique when we get in there. Now again, this is the Harvester model, so it gives you that gas range extender, and I love the way they've done the design with all this. It's incredibly roomy inside of here. We have a fixed glass roof. Look at the ambient lighting, the additional touches. The doors right here, we get that wood grain. You're gonna have the strap over here. I love this two-tone colors that we see inside. There is a big seat in the center. It seems incredibly wide in here. We have the switches and more options to be able to tie down different accessories and have them mounted. If you're going off-roading or just on uneven pavement, you really want to be able to tie down those accessories, and they've given you that option right here. Look up front. We have the tray, just like the SUV over here. This is great when you want to eat out, but what I'm most excited about is you get this extra seat right up front in the middle. So there's 6 seats inside of the pickup truck. So much space, so much room, so much utility. I'm excited.
Up front, I mean, it's the unmistakable face of Scout. We call it the mask. Really calls to the history of the Scout. You can't mistake this for anything else other than the originals that the really OG off-roaders know and love. Here's the modern twist. You know, we told everybody we were going to be an all EV company, and we are. We're offering this vehicle in all EV mode, but you can option for a range extender, good for 500 miles range, and really groundbreaking in this segment. It's got all of our competitors just hot and bothered. We're super proud of it. We're thinking, we're hitting the market where we need to be and offering choice for good listeners, and really fantastic in terms of going further, going first, and going wherever you need to be for the farthest. You'll also see it's complemented by some really cool graphics, which calls to mind the original rally graphics, but they're done in a very modern way.
Would that be on all the vehicles, the graphics?
This would be another option. You know, we're still developing a lot of the design work. It's not production ready yet, but you're seeing some of the ideas and some of the things that will make it into production very close to what you'll see here.
Okay, does this open up on this model or?
This is actually just for appearances, so we're still working out some of the engineering detail. You'll see this really clean, strong shoulder, which calls to mind that original Scout strength, you know? And it's just one of the things that I love about it, working on this as an exterior designer, is we get to say, hey, we're not going to chase the crowd and do what everybody else is doing. We're going to be us. And one of the things that people know and love about original Scouts is their simplicity. We're offering people, again, the option of full BEV or gas. And, you know, people who love off-roading love to be equipped for the event of whatever they need to do. We've decided to integrate this into a rear mast, which graphically connects the vehicle to the front. And then also super, super awesome design work by the exterior design team, integrating a spare wheel carrier with the option of opening up an old school Scout. They come around to the other side. We've got charge port that has the ability for bi-directional charging, so you can plug things in when you're out of the campsite or when you need to, but also charge your vehicle really easily. And you can see all of the lines of the vehicle really complement each other. And there's a consistency in this. One of the really challenging things that we face as designers is how to edit and how to be focused and how to be simple, then really clean, but also really cool and make every line work together. You'll see here, there's a really strong Scout signature graphic. And what I love about this is it echoes the departure angle. And one of the unique technical aspects of these vehicles is they have unparalleled capability. Extreme approach angles in the front and departure angles in the rear. And we're giving ourselves a chance to take those really cool technical architectural elements and make them evident in the graphic and the composition of the vehicle. A very, very unique Scout element that you love to work with.
And I also love that you guys have taken into account Scout and its history and put so much of those design elements into this revival of this brand. And then you guys have this entire community that you've built up and you're continuing to build.
Absolutely.
So by the time you guys really launch this in a couple of years here, you guys are doing great work here.
Thank you so
much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, awesome.
Let me start by saying we have seen vehicles in the past where we have been like full with buttons and knobs and screens have been an afterthought. It just popped in. They didn't really work together. In a broken experience. And there was a shift to digital first. We got these massive screens dominating the interior and hardware buttons disappeared. It's time to bring this back to a nice balanced design where physical and digital really works together. And we have accents of amber, so kind of campfire, warmth, community. So the combination really works beautifully with our color and trim. So it was important to us that this feels really like one system. We have quick adjustments utilizing hardware buttons, and we have a beautiful screen here with very smooth interfaces. So for instance, this is our shared experience. So you can now become the DJ and take over. You have even your own volume control is not functional gear. This is as a prototype. Yeah, only one function for you, but you can extend gear into the digital experience and fine adjust certain things. So if you want to become the navigator, you can swipe the DJ or the music element over here, and now here you have your navigation. You can see how seamless this all works, how intuitive this is. It's really an important aspect for us.
With charging, if you're going to go on a cross-country trip, will it bring up the charging stations? What does that look like on here?
Good question. So yes, if you get on a road trip, we have smart charging recommendations, right? It takes the data from the vehicle, it adjusts that, and will give you recommendation where to charge. So we can see that all happening here on our map and navigation system. Our Energy app has what we call the Harvester range extender UI in here as well. So this is currently parking, so I can turn on the Harvester range extender or can turn it off. It means the little engine in the back now charges the battery and extends the range up to 500 miles. So I think that's really beautiful. But when you drive, which I'm not able to show you right now, this little element becomes a dynamic control app or interface where you can decide to go maximum range extender or only EV or on auto, and the range extender will do the job for you and kick in only when you need it.
So it's kind of like turns it into a hybrid to be able to go 500 miles, basically.
Correct. With the note, which I would make like it's always battery powered. The powertrain is an electric vehicle. The range extender is a little engine charging your battery. So we will never run on the engine, the powertrain. It's always an electric vehicle. Right, as an optional satellite antenna. So let me go here in our app suite, and you can see here this little connectivity icon. If I open this up, it shows you the connectivity capability of this setup of this vehicle. And it has the satellite antenna here on the roof. If I open our mode suite, so we call it mode, we have something which we call outdoor. It's not just camping, it's way more than that. It could be fishing, hunting, what have you. Now, if I start that mode, you can see a similar approach. We celebrate the situation. We inspire you to get out there and explore the land, right? And also here, you have a hotspot because it is a relevant feature for this situation of camping and so forth. But you also have your harvester right here. You can turn that thing also on from here. You don't have to leave the experience to go somewhere else. It's all right here. But one thing I would like to highlight, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Look at the instrument cluster on this stage. So this is a stationary application, like for parking. Okay. Now we're translating the SOC, the state of charge of the battery, into remaining time. So the current consumption is translated into time remaining.
I love that.
And now I can stay a night longer spontaneously, put more steak on the grill, whatever you want to do. So I think these little aspects we're bringing in will really bring joy to the people.
And a lot of people that are not used to driving an electric vehicle and understanding how energy is measured, being able to just see it in time makes sense.
Also, we show you how far the next charger is. We're not showing you where it is. We just know that it provides so much peace of mind. And know, it's only 5 miles away. In this case, I have plenty of time to stay longer. You can see what we're planning to do, what we're currently working on. The theater mode allows you to watch movie while charging. For instance, yes, we can do that. We have some demo material, and here we're utilizing the screen size. We will see how people are responding to it. It is a standard, we believe, in electric vehicles, so we want to provide that as well. But it's not necessarily something which I think Scout is defined through, but yes, it's something we're going to do. So we have a regular camera application, which allows you to oversee where you are. You have front and side cameras. You can tap here and the camera is obviously responding to it. We have also something which we call a off-road mode. It's unfortunately not possible to demo here, so let me explain. If you shift in off-road mode, it's a very capable vehicle, right? The front camera for you is going to be displayed here on your driver display, but it will also activate the underbody camera in here. So you see what's happening underneath your car. We have 2 cameras, forward-facing and backward-facing underneath the vehicle. So you want to know where your tires are when you're off-roading. Is there any, obstacles and so forth to be really, really care of? One thing I would like to show you is our pet mode. Yes, we have seen pet modes in a variety of vehicles out there, particularly electric vehicles, as they have the capability to keep your interior to a certain temperature, right? So our version is going to look like that. We will have the big letters here, obviously, and you walk by, you can see it, you can read it, but you're also able to upload your own image of your own pet and have that personalized. So I think that really is a beautiful example of how we envision the emotional bond between you and the vehicle to build up.
Now, Scout hasn't formally announced any self-driving plans, but they look like they're going to incorporate some level of advanced driver assistance systems.
And I wish I would have the opportunity to show you how this comes to life here. We have that built in. I'm not able to do this here right now, but let me speak to it.
Okay.
So you see the driver display as it is here right now. What we're looking at is what I call a heritage-inspired driver display. You see the horizontal line, the horizontal speed. That is really inspired by the original Scout instrument cluster from the past. It's a new interpretation now and digitally coming to life. Now, if I engage driver controls like adaptive cruise control, for instance, it's not just indicated with an icon. We will swap this entire layout into a bird's eye perspective, as you have seen in other vehicles, but only then when you engage it, when you engage adaptive cruise control. So we believe that design going into a simplified bird's eye perspective with the avatar of the car, and if you engage L2+, which is a hands-free capability of the vehicle as a optional package, we go in full screen in a what we call situation awareness visualization. So you see all actors on the road, all displayed here in this vehicle, and the driver display. So that allows you to build confidence to the system. You see what the capability of the sensors are, but this is not overwhelming you when you manually drive. If you disengage, you go back to this very reduced, simplified layout. And what we have figured out when we're talking to our people, our audience, they love that because, yes, we want to have the capability of, either it's ACC or what have you. When I go in big cities, I'm not driving there often. But when I'm in the land and in the mountains, I don't need that overloaded instrument cluster. I want to see something like that. And I think this approach really brings another thing to aspect, which is the mode awareness issue. Sometimes you don't know what you have engaged in these vehicles. We will make that much, much better and provide a very, very cool solution for.
Is it using like a vision-based system or LIDAR, or what are you using to sense everything around you?
It's all camera-based.
It's all camera-based. Very cool. I love what you guys are doing. I'm super excited to actually take this on the road, try it out. It's coming to customers in 2028. Is that what you guys are saying?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So very, very excited. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, very close to where I believe this is going to be being built.
Yeah.
So
South Carolina.
Hopefully, as we get closer, I'll be able to take you guys inside too.
So I've talked to people here at Scout, and I have so much more coming. I'm going to do an in-depth with the pickup truck, be able to take these off-roading in the future. So make sure you guys are subscribed for more videos like this one, and let me know what you want to see down in the comments below, and we'll catch you guys next time.